my monster beauties. Welcome back to Monsters and Makeup. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Chantel, or some of you guys like to call me Monster. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to tell you to stop this video if you have not seen part 1, because this is part 2 of Get Horny With Me. So if you have not seen part 1, you need to go do so now. So stop this video, go back and watch that, because you are going to need the silicone molds that we were going to be using for this video for the next step. So we will wait for you. Please stop this video and go back and watch it and come back. Thanks. Alright, so for those of you guys who have seen the first half, this is part 2 of Get Horny With Me, where I'm going to show you guys how to make resin horns. So this is a medium that I really like to use because it's super versatile. You can really color it in so many different colors and so many different ways, and you can add little accents and everything into it. I really like to add glitter because it kind of just sparkles and adds that little extra, you know, touch of, I don't know, pizzazz. Yeah, so I'm going to show you guys how to color your resin, what resin I use, because it's super safe for indoor use. It's not one that you have to have a ventilated area with, and you don't have to wear a face mask because there's no toxic fumes that are going to be coming off of it, and I get it off of Amazon. So I will also post all the links and stuff down in the bottom for you guys, so if you want to pick up the same products that I picked up, then you guys can find everything down there. Perfect. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, I have everything here that we need. So first things first, we have the silicone molds that we will be pouring our resin into. I have a spoon that I stir my resin with. I have a measuring cup to measure my resin. I have a container to mix my resin in that I don't care about because it literally ruins everything. I have a spoon for my mica powder and my glitter, and then I picked out the mica powder and glitter that I'm going to be using. So I've got everything here set aside for that, and then also, of course, we can't forget our hardener and the actual resin. So art resin is the one that I use. I pick it up off Amazon because it doesn't have any toxic fumes that come off it, like I said earlier, and it's super easy to use. You just have to mix equal parts of both together, and you can add whatever kind of mediums you guys want to it. Make sure that you look up what kind of colorations and stuff you guys should be using, whether it's alcohol, paints, acrylic paints, or I believe there's like some kind of like drops and stuff, and mica powder and that. Please read instructions and make sure that you guys are following the safety precautions for all that, and also how to use it, because I'm not going to show you guys everything. I'm just going to show you the one way that I know. Super easy. So first things first is we are going to measure out the resin. So let's do that. So in the last video, I very briefly talked about monsters with horns. And the literal monster, the only monster that I talked about was the devil. And if you guys watched that video, then one of those things that I do where I start talking about something and then I trail off and I don't go back to talking what I was talking about before. So apologize. It's sorry. So, all right, here is 20 mils of resin. So we're gonna pour that bad boy into the container. I'm going to scrape out the excess with a spoon because resin isn't cheap. I mean, it's not super expensive. It goes a long way. Oh my goodness, I've had these jugs of resin for quite some time, and I've been making things constantly between magnets and horns and jewels and beads and all this kind of stuff, pendants. It literally endless things you can make with it if you have silicone molds, of course. So we've got the resin in there, so now I'm going to measure out the hardener. And you want to make sure, guys, that you have equal parts or slightly more hardener, because if you do not have enough hardener in this, it will not cure properly, and then it's going to be a great big sticky mess. So we'll measure 20 mils of that. So guys, again, just be careful, you know. Yeah, monsters with horns. So my monster of the month was the Yeti. So I told you guys a bunch of cool facts and stuff about that in that video. I'm just going to start stirring this now that I have both the resin and the hardener together. So just make sure that you mix it up really good. But there's a couple really other cool horned creatures that I wanted to briefly talk about. One being one of my favorite is the Wendigo. I love the Wendigo. I love the folk tales behind the Wendigo and the stories in that. If you guys don't know much about the Wendigo, I suggest that you guys look it up because it's quite an interesting mythological creature. It eats human flesh and lurks in the forest. So what other kind of monster could you be more terrified of? Yeah, and another monster with horns that I really like is Krampus. And of course he is the Christmas monster who comes and punishes and takes away kids if they misbehave around the holidays. So I mean, Krampus, there's a couple really good movies if you guys haven't seen any of the Krampus movies. There's some really good ones. I really like the one with Toni Collette in it. I thought it was pretty funny, as well as just kind of, I wouldn't say it was really terrifying. It was just kind of, it was a cool take on it. Anyways, I didn't find it scary, but I liked it. It was entertaining. Another one that I particularly like is the Chupacabra. I know you guys may have heard of this one before, but they're known as like the vampire monsters. They drink blood from livestock, not humans, only livestock. So I mean, I guess that makes them vampires because, well, I mean, they're animals, so they're eating on other animals. So yeah, vampire, I guess. All right, so I think we've mixed this up nice and good. So put that guy back down, and we're going to grab the mica powder that we chose. So I decided to go with kind of some reds and pinks for this one. So I'm going to add some, oh, before I do that actually, because mica powder isn't something that you want to breathe in, I'm just going to pop my face mask on just so I'm not breathing it in. So open this guy up, take my clean spoon. You know, guys kind of guess how much mica powder you want. It depends on how colored you want it. I usually put in, I don't know, about a dime's worth amount of the main color that I want. And then if I want to add in, I'm going to add in some of this berry. I'll usually just add in just a little bit of the, if I'm adding a second color. So I'm just gonna slightly sprinkle just a little bit in that. I don't want it to be too pink. All right. So now that the mica powder is now closed, I'm going to go in just with some just cheap dollar store glitter. I got 2 different kind of tones of red, so I'm just going to add just a bit of that, and a little bit of this one, it's a darker, and just mix it up. It looks really cool when you guys start mixing it. Obviously it's not mixed up very well yet, but make sure you scrape the sides. It's getting this like nice candy apple red color. Ooh, it reminds me of blood. Yeah, it's nice and shiny. Ooh, so sparkly. Oh, just what we want. Yeah, so just again, guys, just make sure you go in and just mix it really, really good. Got no big clumps of glitter or mica powder around. Just yeah, there we go. Oh, it looks so pretty. Ooh, so pretty. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our silicone molds, put them down somewhere flat, and pour very gently our mixture into the mold. Go slow, guys. It's not a rush. Might have to do a couple spoonfuls. Make sure not to fill it too much, but make sure to fill it to the top. You don't want to overfill them. There we go. Cool. So now this is going to take time to cure. Usually takes about 24 hours or longer to fully cure. Once it hardens, you guys can, I would not recommend touching it for the first, say, at least 10 hours, because you don't want to leave little fingerprints or anything, or push anything into, any marks or anything into them. So leave them, let them cure for a while, and then when you think they're hard enough, go ahead and give the silicone mold a squeeze, and make sure all the liquid is solid, and then you guys can go ahead and pop them out. The next video I'm going to show you guys is, I will show you guys how to properly adhere your horns to your face properly, and how to remove it properly. I'll show you guys a couple different products that you can use for adhesive, and a couple different products for remover. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I am starting to get more comfortable with this and I'm having a lot of fun. So I really hope that you guys are enjoying this. February is coming around the corner, so I will be getting into Monster of the Month for February, which I'm really excited for. So thank you guys again so much for watching. And if you guys could like and subscribe to my channel, share my video, it would be greatly appreciated. I will catch you guys in the next episode. Big monster love to you guys. Bye.